So then you have someone that exposed the United States that's not currently incarcerated, but if he was in the country today, or one that could extradite him to the United States, he certainly would be. And that's Edward Snowden. Snowden worked for the NSA, which was responsible for finding terroristic and harmful deemed threats against the United States via surveillance and technology. What Snowden realized in his career is at first he wanted to find these evil terrorists after 9/11, after the country is in this new surveillance state. He saw that they were doing this with good intentions at first. Then Snowden realized they were abusing this power. They were simply watching people in their homes. They were watching people undress. He saw that they were unethically using this against people, and they weren't even making this public. Nobody knew this at the time. He worked a very boring desk job, but he had access to all this information that he would then relay to very important and powerful people throughout the government. He took this information on a hard drive, saved it to that, and then leaked it to these journalists, therefore exposing this information to the entire world. This information was salient to keep secret by the government because they did not want people to know that they were secretly spying on them and not the terrorists all throughout the world that tried to harm America. The government did not want people to know this. Once this information reached the public, the US government instantly deemed Snowden as a traitor and charged him with the same thing they charged Julian Assange with, which was the Espionage Act. He was able to elude US law enforcement by fleeing to Russia, where he is not able to be extradited to this day. That was a big revelation when it came to the people and trust with the government. It was the first time that we saw in the digital era mass surveillance being used against the people. That's what Snowden exposed the government for lying about and was able to tell the public what was actually happening. They're going to try to paint him as one of the most vile traitors in US history. And so do the mainstream outlets. They try to persuade the public that Snowden was some Russian spy that was a traitor to America and not actually examining the information that he had leaked. It was the fact that, oh, he leaked this, but it exposed us lying. That's how these tyrants work. You expose them, they come after you. So Snowden, like I said, he resides in Russia. He's actually a citizen there and cannot be extradited back to the United States. I'm sure they would very much love to prosecute him and put him up against a wall in a heartbeat. I do believe Edward Snowden was acting out of self-righteous behavior. I think he had the intention of helping people understand this. He gets the criticism and criminal-like deemed behavior simply by allowing other countries to know that the US was spying on its own citizens.